It's time for another video. I know the title is kind of like, yo, what's going on and everything like that, but it's the truth. Well, if you look around and look at your surroundings, you can see that if you paying attention to your surroundings, you can see that it's some type of force that is like causing letdown or failure. It can be anything that you want to do, right? Now, this is not all about economics. This is about health also. And yeah, so it's about a damn furnace blower motor squeaking and shit. But it'll go off in a minute. I need another part for it, but this is like how or why this world was created. Um, the world was created as an experiment on how they can gain or feel more better about themselves. See, somewhere, sometime before we was created, um, for somebody to build another world lesser than or another race or culture or creation less powerful than them lets me know a couple of things like you was bored and you were feeling down and insecure. Because if you have to make a creation and creation never has progress, or and civilizations that never just last forever, there's something wrong with this picture. Now, you know how the world always like resets, and you hear stories of that resets and everything to where um, we ran through so many civilizations, and it's like, what in the world is going on with these civilizations? Why has it been like 7 civilizations plus? So, cause it been like 7 matrices. So if it has been 7 matrices, and if the civilizations is a higher count than 7, that means that some of these resets were in the geographical location were rebuilt, reused, reconstructed, instead of like starting from scratch. See, if we go into another realm of, not a realm, but another level of civilization as far as our bodysuits and how we comprehend and move in this world, as far as the robot thing, where they want to mix humans and robots, they don't need to do a full-blown reset for that. So, and will it count as a new civilization? Yes, but not the way that the old ones were created. For the avatars we wear right now, it has been reconstructed to this, you know, by they did see it as an experiment to where, it gave us power at first, and then it like that. Well, actually, it's under like different landlords. So all these civilizations is not under the same landlord, because when we was doing having like more power and can use more of our brains, it was under a different god. And somehow this god has gotten taken over by war, or they made a bet or got convinced to change it to get more energy, because it's high energy and low vibrational energy. High vibrational gods and low vibrational gods. They have places where it ran the world. This is not the only place. They have other matrices that this is a 666 beast reality world. Okay. So that means that, you know, of course, six protons and all that stuff, you know about all that, right? But it's a lower vibrational realm. If you look all around, it's a low vibrational realm. You know, we eat like animals, we fight like animals, you know what I'm saying? We eat meat and shit. Um, Always war. The masculine is over the uh feminine with all this war and shit. Don't you know it's feminine? It's not feminine to laugh, but that is under the feminine energy. When you laugh, and there's nothing, every man is mixed with feminine energy. If you like to laugh, that's feminine energy. And that don't mean that you a girl or you gay or anything like that. It's just that's what side of the scale it lands on. As far as the feminine energy, because we're supposed to have both mixed, have a balance. But really, spiritually, you want it's really like set up to be more fit for a world to be on a feminine energy. You laugh. Feminine energy is nothing but when you laugh, when you smile, uh when you laugh, you be like in a like a cloud. Like if it's something real funny and you laughing, it's like a good dopamine that releases. So it's like that's the feminine energy, that happy dopamine energy. The opposite of that is what? When you anger, when you mad, and that's masculine, right? So in a world like this, it is good to have both, because you gotta have masculine energy to protect yourself in a wild, crazy world. So that's good. But if you was in a world, depending on the world, and if you was in a world that you didn't need war, you didn't need this, you didn't need that, then the feminine energy will be dominant. But then when you have too much feminine energy, it's to where you can get like lost in the sauce. Now, I'm not gonna say having logic is only comes from the masculine energy side, but fighting, anger, sad, all that is masculine energy. But if you was in, it's all it's I'm not gonna say it's artificial feelings, because you can feel this, but the world is artificial. So if you in an artificial world triggering these feelings, how real are the feelings? So it only it only fits in the world that it is needed in, like this world. So if you was in a whole different world and everybody was like a feminine world, not feminine world, but feminine energy world, you will would need, it won't be no war. It won't be no uh you know what I'm saying, fighting over resources and stuff like that. Even though if you were forced to consume, but the feminine energy, you can get too lost. If you have too much of feminine energy, you can get lost in the sauce because you'll be laughing all the time and on cloud nine. And it might be some serious situation at hand, but you laughing and you too happy. So it's a balance. So I don't even want to know. I don't even know what to tell you as far as what you know, like what like is both of those energies. Hey boy, stop, stop, stop. Yo, yo. I'm doing a live, bro. Go upstairs. Um, damn, what was I saying? Go upstairs, boy. God damn. And okay, let me read some of these chats because I'm missing all these chats because I have my eyes closed. California, you say God is good, glory to God. Damn, where you been at, King? Said I've been fighting through this black ball. You know how they blackball the gods, and the gods mean gods of conscious, being a higher conscious being makes you a god here. Because that's what they use is to trick you because you got to give consent for them to put you in slavery in the first place. So if you are conscious God, you're not in slavery, but you can be affected through a black ball, like me. The real ones, they try to lock you up. But if you know how to move and walk, then they would blackball you is the next step. They'll blackball your finances, trying to mess it up and stuff like that. I'm good normally. Now I am because I have my tree service that I own. I ain't been cutting no trees since it's been winter time, so I'm taking a big hit. So yeah, they get me right now, but when they get like next month, 2 months from now, or next, I'll be doing great. You know, so because I cut trees, I climb and cut them. So how in the world can I talk like this and climb and do a dangerous job like I do? For one, I don't have no fear, and for two, when you have power, you know that nobody can nobody can touch you. Hey, it's RV. Man, I've been going through it, bro. I'm telling you. Thank you, bro. You in London? I forgot. Yep, you are in London, man. I remember you. Um, I remember you, man, for real. But let me read some more really quick. It's deeper than just one guy running the game. Yeah, it's deeper than just one guy running the game. Of course, it is because for one, I already know they gave me enough evidence for me. When you conscious, you'll catch people when they slip up, when they explaining themselves, and they said so many times that they said it in a plural manner of God. So when you put an S on, oh, I already know from like 20 years ago when I was reading up on stuff, they were saying gods in the plural. So I was like, they put me in a direction like, okay, yeah, it's more than one God. It ain't just no one God. Then years after that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's for sure locked in. Let me see. Let me read some more. I've been studying. Oh, gematria. Yup. And it backs up everything you've been saying for a while. Yes, for sure. And guess what? I don't even use gematria. I do it in my head. I don't like lean on it because it's like fun to some people, they're trying to do all that. I don't have to go run and do it every time. I know it in my head. I do it in my head. You know what I mean? Like I don't go and line up the numbers. I know that I know it's there. So it's not like my thing I run to, but other people love doing it and they deep off into it because it's fun to them to see if things line up you know, numerically or whatever. But yes, I never did it on my page, like with the numbers chart and all that. But yeah, I do it in my head. I'm ahead of that a little bit, kind of like to where I already know shit lined up. So it don't see this is a movie, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get to the title of the video. But and yeah, if y'all have anything y'all could donate, my cash app is in the description. I can surely need it. I'm in a jam right now. But anyway, uh let me see. Let me catch up. Let me catch up real quick. By 2040 there. Yeah, I want to touch on that too. I was gonna get on that too. Um by 2040, they are saying they will be more robots than humans. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I say they're resetting and trying to start a new civilization without the tear down and all that. See, they're just gonna remix it instead of just destroying the whole land, which they gotta do it city by city to do the smart cities, but they ain't gonna just do it in one just wipe. It's gonna be like done in sections and stuff like that to where they're gonna try to change the human into part robot. So when they do this, man, and I don't understand why people are laying down and watching people set up their fucking entrapment and their fucking death, man. Because, bro, we don't need to be standing for this. They want to do this because we are getting out of control for them. See, we are under control. Your whole life is control, damn near control. Like the Matrix, the system, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So the things that we do on this planet, on this earth, on this in this country, is like we are control. They have everything for us. They have our clothes, they have our food, they have our knowledge, what we believe in or whatever, as far as religions, way of life, all this, all this stuff. So it's like we are an experiment to have these experiences because God, the gods, made a creation to where he can troll for him to feel and them to feel better about themselves. They made a world to troll everybody, to manage your poverty, to manage our pain, manage our pain. Yes, pain, give you pain, manage your pain because they got to eat. Eat is the energy of your low end energy and your masculine energy. When you're in anger and rage, they eat off of that too. So why create a world? So if your God created the emotions of being sad, being depressed, being uh anger and etc., being stressed, being living in fear. Now, if they created these emotions before the world was created. So what do you think he had in plan when he planned it to put us here? That it the action comes before the description of the word. So you got to have an object or an action before a word is created. How you gonna create a word before the subject that's going to be placed on. It got to be the action or the object first. Then you name it, right? Even if it's a thought, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to do, and blah blah blah, and I'm going to name it this. You know what I'm saying? So we was created with these emotions and everything to where it was already planned to make you angry, to put you in fear, because he made that emotion before the world was here, even though the world was here before that, but before the reset, before things get kicked off, they formed us with the five senses, and that's attached to any physical world. When you're in the spirit, you don't have those emotions. This is just for a world, because the worlds are experiments to extract low vibrational energy from us as food, and to feel better as a god, because gods are insecure because they need something littler than them so they can be um, praised, and they can have the power to affect other lower beings' lives so they can feel better. That's insecurity. So when much time has gone through, and how many times you have came through these places, they are scratching their heads because they're not getting it the way that they want to. Because expecting you, because a lot of people get down in the slumps mentally, but they don't stay down. Or if they down and it looks like they're down, but mentally they're not down. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not down enough to where you are being led away from your path. You just temporarily just going through something. It's like, because some people get down and get distracted away from their path they're supposed to be on. They let their situations in their life change their personality and their perspective. So out of so much time has passed, the the fake power that gods get off putting their own people in creation and misery turns into a jealousy situation, because we're not being affected to it like they want us to. Now, there's a lot of people who have perished and got the and it got the best of them. But as a whole, we're like, especially black people. The black people are the ones that's like really getting it and catching hell. It's like, and everybody else included. So it's like, he gets jealous because after all these situations you go through, and you still you're holding up, and you still not um being defeated by the wicked world that your God created, because he's wicked. They are amazed by that. They are jealous of that too, because they ain't going through this boot camp. They're not struggling, not having no money in a world where you got to pay for everything and everything's overpriced. They ain't never went through that. They never went through no hell. They ain't never lose no kid, no child, or anything like that, due to drugs or anything like that. So this is like an entertainment movie for them. They ain't never been in a movie and played any of these roles. So they wondering, like, damn, how is these people? Because they don't have no character. They don't have, before us, they didn't have anything to go off on as far as situations like this, because They created a world and we're going through it. They ain't never went through it and all this pain and misery. And they seeing that we ain't being affected by it. So they get jealous because we are stronger than God's. You think that a God is stronger than you because he created you in the world. But I'm talking about mentally. God ain't going through jail. He ain't going through hell. He ain't going through none of the shit we going through. So if you're not stronger than me, how that's the reason why you probably might be jealous of me. Because you like, oh my God, I don't know. Even God say, I don't know what I'd do if I was in that situation. Of course, he never been in a situation. And you want to sit up here and act like God is good and all this bullshit, regurgitation, mental illness ass shit you go through. Because ain't no God is always good, you stupid motherfucker. You see this fucking world with kids. Don't you know United States human trafficking, this is the government. Human trafficking kids more than any other country with 100,000 kids come up missing a day in America for human trafficking. And this is ran by your government. Okay? This is ran by your government. If it's ran by your government, then that's ran by a higher power, a God. And I call them reptilians, but the reptilians, this is a whole nother story. Reptilians ain't the hierarchy though. They were told to create it's somebody, it's things, beings that's over reptilians. But anyway, uh, but technically, they haven't been through none of this stuff. They ain't never felt pain. I don't know what they felt, but they ain't haven't been to no world and feel pain like this day in, day out. You know, some people are facing pain, dealing with pain day in, day out. Some people went to jail 40, 100 years, wrongfully accused, still came out like mentally sharp, mentally not even being affected. You probably couldn't tell he was in jail, fucking jail. What God gonna go through that? So that means, for one, we are going through a crash course that they never went through. That makes us stronger than them. So they get jealous. They don't know what love is. They had to create a world with all these emotions and shit. That's why gods can do this and not feel guilty, because they don't have no, uh, no emotions. Basically, the only emotion, they don't show no emotion. I mean, what emotion? If they have emotion, what emotion do they have? Because it's not good emotions. Because look at the world. The world beat them up. It coming out. Don't you know God is over this human trafficking thing? The government does it. It's a chain of command. The government does it because the gods want it to be done. You think the government be doing something as a whole like this, and God didn't want it to happen like this? You want to scream free will? What the world you talking about free will? Who gonna create something? Who gonna have a kid and raise a kid, and you just ain't gonna do nothing? You just gonna let him just do whatever he do in your house and say free will? That's basically what you saying. You gonna let your kid do whatever he think that is gonna do. You ain't gonna correct him. You ain't gonna do nothing because it's free will. Get the fuck out of here. How does free will, if you can do anything you want with free will, how is that fucking beneficial to a fucking civilization that you created, that you want to go higher? What is the end game with this shit? There's no end game with civilizations, because it's that's all the end game is that they want to eat our energy. We are food. We're not here. We don't have a purpose. We're here for their purpose. Their purpose is to use us and create these scenarios, bring pain in everybody's life, manage everybody's pain and poverty, and so they can get a certain amount of energy. It's rigged. And people who pray and say all these things like God is good, they are delusional, they are weak, they need something to hold on to. because they're lazy. They are NPCs. They cut off their thinking capacity. It's tapped off. Probably at 15 years old, it's tapped off. They don't learn nothing new. They stay right there on that level. They ride it on out. And everybody in your age group that paid attention, that did anything that was productive, as in higher vibrational learning, you like a caveman compared to them because you stopped learning and they kept going consciously. It's about how aware you are. It ain't about how smart you are. It's about aware you are. In every frame and situation you come across, that's going to determine what you're going to do. You go into a food court, if you're not aware, it can be a person there to kill your ass. How is you smart and you let somebody follow you out to the parking lot and kill you? You supposed to be already on the shit. You supposed to be like, yo, somebody's following me. It ain't supposed to get to that point. So this guy is following me, and I'm about to read his energy and see how serious this is and see what the fuck is going on. Then you can plan your attack on them or a defense attack. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So it's detrimental to be aware of yourself and how you fit in this world and your surroundings. And you have to respond accordingly. And yes, you might have to get physical to get somebody off your back if they on your back. You know, it's a good movie that's saying this. It's a series. I forgot the name of the series. I just started watching it yesterday, to where it's basically exposing the targeted individual. The black man is a targeted individual. Somebody died next door to him. They trying to frame him, and they are targeting individual in his ass like a motherfucker, popping up on him. Recording cameras, cars peeling off loud in front of your house. You know what I'm saying? So um so it's like you know what I'm saying, we are being like targeted, and people don't realize that you have to be aware of your surroundings, man. This is the conscious God channel. You want to be conscious of your surroundings. This is the channel. This ain't the channel to be uh saying anything else. Yes, you can learn to be conscious. That's all you have to do is you got to start eating healthy. Because that's for one, because they lowering our vibration you through the food. Might be nothing wrong with you. Might be you have no reason to be mad. But the food you ate made you feel that way. So they use adjectives to keep our vibration low, like in the water and the food, really the food. Then you have these drugs, the hospitals. Stay away from hospitals because they killing you. They are allowed to do this. They are allowed. Don't you know the police departments all across America? There's some individuals in on it, and not everybody is in on it. But shit, you ain't gonna stay there long if you're not gonna be in on it. As far as the police are doing a lot of human trafficking. I like they're gonna take you to jail. They take you right to the traffickers. Never seen again. Nobody don't know what the fuck wrong going on. Dude, it's judges that got caught with human trafficking. This so many motherfuckers. It was human trafficking in the motherfucking Bible. This is your God, bro, doing this. These are the gods. If it's not, you would not allow anything to to happen against your will in your fucking house. You will be oversighting that shit. Like, nope, y'all ain't doing this. You not gonna. You want to talk about free will? You're not gonna have a baby and not guide them, or guide the world. Guide the world. Like this guy give it a little push, you know. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna let your kid grow up from day one all the way up, and you're not gonna guide them. Then, then they're in your then they had kids and they ain't guiding them. What you think gonna happen? The whole world gonna be fucking going fucked up. You're not gonna bake cookies and not put all the ingredients in it to make it come out right. You ain't gonna do a science project and aim to fail at it. You're not gonna produce anything and not gonna motherfucking make sure it's gonna be done right. So don't tell me no fucking free will, my friend. You can look around. It's no free will. It's no free will. While you say we got free will, little do you know we do not have free will. You have free will of thoughts of what you think, but at what you actually do in the world, you don't do that. Or you have to fight as twice as hard to do it because it's the energy force stopping you. It's meant to crash you. It's meant to get you in a spiral of low vibration. Then they blame you for it because you let it happen. Take guilt off of them and put it on you. You the one let this happen. This is your fault. You started smoking crack. This is your fault. You did it. This is your fault. Yeah, you fell for the tricks. They lined you up. They gave you a hard situation, and they knew they was guessing and banking. They make a lot of bets. They gamble. Why you think FanDuel and all these motherfucking sites is big? God gambles too. Don't you know that God? That's gonna be one of my next videos. Man, the God's gambling. Okay, it's a God gambling against you, and there's a God gambling with you. Now, it's work and the world set up is for you to fail. But there's some guys that's gambling for you. They do help out. They do help out at times and times and times. They do. Things that come out of nowhere for you. But then again, it's like, they gambling on us. Let's put them through this situation. Take her kid from her. Convince her to go take this jab, and now she's gonna have heart murmurs or whatever the case may be. Take his leg, take his whatever. Let's see, and I bet that's gonna get him. No, no, that's Tanisha right there. No, I bet you she get through this. All right, bet. Then you pass it with flying colors. Don't even have no goddamn you ain't even bitter about none of that shit. It's like you ain't even went through it. They get jealous of that. They scared of that. Because we're overcoming the misery they put us through. They fear that. That's why they try to stop people like that so much, because God ain't gonna go through this shit. And if he was a good God, I'd just be like, well, he's a good God then. I won't be calling this shit out. But since you want to be evil and wicked, I'm calling this shit out. God ain't going through this crash course. We are. So we coming out shining like a new penny. Fear comes upon that. Huh? Like the moment when you see your kid get to the level to where he's smarter than you. In some cases. You going to sit back and be like, wow, this guy is on my head. He is so fucking smart. you know, and you be like, fuck. Then you be trying to gaslight him sometimes to take some of that, cause you want to stay on smarter than him for a little longer. So you try to confuse him and try to make it gaslight him a little bit and try and make it look like he ain't correct or something because you feel some type of way. No, you supposed to step back and let your kids be better than you. You supposed to put them up and train them to be better than you. That's how civilizations. I can never say that. I can never say that sometimes. Get better and get better. You know, you got parents jealous of their own kids, trying to hold them back, trying to down them so they won't pass them up, so they can always be over you and say, I'm your daddy or I'm your mama. No, step down. Honor your kids in excellence and thank them and honor them and be grateful that they passed you up. God don't want us to pass them up. Okay? Why you think your fucking goddamn DNA has been altered? We are operating on trash DNA. Okay? Trash DNA. We've been shrunk. We were the giants. Okay? We were. It's still other giants. But the giants that lost the war, we got shrunk. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it's movies, but when you get shrunk, you got shrunk because we got put into a simulation. Okay? Make you powerless. Make you smarter than nothing but make you smart enough just to work and fucking slave. That's it. As a whole, we're not smarter than that. It's more workers, minded people by the millions over ownership type minded people. And I understand that. Everybody can't be that. But it's like, if none of your civilizations never grow, how the fuck you can tell me that God wants you to grow? What happened to the last civilization? Why we keep changing? Why are we going to the robots now? You can see the pattern of control. They want the robots because we can control. He's jealous of us. He want to take our souls. He just want to have clones. We are getting out of hand to where we are getting too smart to where we might come up to his motherfucking and grab his spot to where we don't have to come back to his world no more. We can build our own worlds like we used to do. Little simulations of worlds, like you creating a world on a computer. You talking about God, gods, all that stuff. Yeah, who's in God's yearbook? You don't even realize that our God and gods and opposing gods is nothing but a motherfucking race of people that created a fucking world. And no more than you creating a motherfucking species and nobody knew about it. You be God to them. Then I get up and come out the house. It's people like me on the same fucking level. That's what gods are. They have their own thing. That's why you have to give your consent to be fucked in this world, because that lets me know that if somebody else, a God can come in, another God can call rank on this fucking world and can take his world, because you're doing this, and this is the world, this is the law of the universe, to where they have to give consent for us to do this. So they have to get audited. So your God has to get audited by another ranking God. And your God and the God of this world ain't shit, because he only the God of this world. Nothing but a president of a country. Nothing but a governor of a state. where it's other uh colleagues and shit on his own same level doing the same shit. That's why it's more than one world. It's more than one 3D realities. It's many. It's plenty of more of than one physical reality, 3D reality. You got the 777, you got the 666, you got the 555. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that. So, so it's like you see a person and you see a person and you like, damn, why is you holding your kids back? I met parents that held their kids back because they was jealous. They got to stay over the kids. They don't give a fuck if you 40. She still got to be over you because she's mama, she's dada. And there's some people like that. And what those people are narcissists, insecure, lost grip of reality, just like none but God doing to us. Because proof is you don't let civilizations grow. You keep tearing them down. You want to blame us in these little writings. You want to blame the people for doing this and doing that and being bad. People already start life off with guilt because they believe shit they don't supposed to believe. You got the guilty thing and the fear thing going on. Feeling guilty when in actuality they create worlds to suck the soul out of you. Because your soul is energy. You a star. You are fucking full of energy before you even get to a body or avatar or a planet. They're trying to suck that life force out of you when you come to a world. They only can do it when you come to a world. If you up in the spirit, they can't do nothing. They can't do none of that. You and your higher self when you're not on a physical planet. You have to step down a lower step so you can be attacked. Come to a world. If you want to put a soul in jail, you give them a human body. This ain't negative talk. This is real talk. Okay? So people don't understand that we are being managed. How's one person, if your God is good, how's the one person controlling the food chain of 7 billions of people? How's one person or a couple of people controlling the clothing line? We wear their clothes. And a lot of these clothes nowadays be having fucking technology in it to where that's killing you. Religion. There's I'm not surprised when I heard the Catholic Church was going around back in the days, killing people. You better join the Catholic Church like it's a gang. Why? Because he got to have control over everything. He want everybody under the same fucking religion, even though it's the wrong religion. He want everybody under the wrong one religion, one food chain, and et cetera, and et cetera. What do that sound like? That sounds like New World Order. So when God created this world, he already had plans of New World Order where we at right now. You know, watch the whole movie. You can't make, you gotta understand, they already had worlds where people was like, oh, well, they had a Matrix. The first Matrix, I believe he came out like, yes, he showed his face. He was walking amongst the people, and he was an evil motherfucker, but he was showing that he was evil. And people was like, nah, fuck your world, fuck you, and they was killing themselves. It was a way that they just come right out of their avatar, just off a thought, like, nah, I'm dead, and fall down. People was opting out. Like, nigga, I don't gotta be here. We don't have to be here for this. So thought he was losing numbers. Just like God is a fucking business, is a corporation too. This is a corporation. Because what do you do next time? Just like a business. Oh, well, damn. I'm gonna crash. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna because he had to steal a couple of souls to start that off. To where people was coming out, nah, man, fuck you. I don't got, so what? I don't give a fuck. I don't have to be in your world. I don't have to hear your shit. Just like a job you go to. I don't got to hear this shit. I don't got to do this shit. I don't got to deal with this shit. You walk out just like that. Go to another world. So it's a corporation. You got all these gods showcasing their worlds. It's like amusement parks, and you got to pick one. You're going to pick one. You gave consent to come here. You're going to pick one, and they make the amusement park look so glittery, and they lie to you and say what the fuck it is. When you get here, it's a total different thing. Total different thing. So you have a um support the channel with LeeTreeService on Cash App if you can. But really appreciate it, man. Really need it, for real. They on my head like a mother. But it's so much stuff I gotta fill y'all in on. Y'all just, and man, you just don't realize what the fuck I've been through. But it don't even look like I've been through anything though. But so they create these worlds and planets as a corporation. Okay, if you look on every money system, everybody different dollar bill out of every country, it's a fucking reptilian on every part of the money. And no matter what it is, it's YouTube out there. The man pointed it out. He grabbed all the money out, and you can see a reptilian in all the money. Our money, China money, Russia money, everybody money. It's a reptilian in there. What that tell you? This a corporation. What's the corporation? Gather the low vibrational energy. Okay? I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit for you because we are behind. It's getting crazy how people are waking up, but it's slowly waking up as a whole because we need numbers. And I'm telling you, it's a scary thing if everybody wake up. Game over. They gonna do a straight up nuke, straight up just start all over because they some conniving, narcissist ass, stupid motherfuckers. Okay, they have so the civilizations they created never prosper. What that tell you about your God? I mean, everybody, and I be seeing people, I'm like, yeah, he's just optimistic. You just say this shit because you hope it's true, but you don't know that it's true. And deep down, you already know it's not true. But you going against your higher self and your what you feeling about against something that came out of a book or somebody wrote. You're not even incomplete. It's religious people that walk around here confused and angry and fucked up because they going against their higher self. They know, they feel something deep down, something going on, something is wrong because they're not living their true self, which is higher conscious. They tapped out. You'll feel like something wrong. You stop growing at 15, 20 years old, you get to 40, you're going to be feeling weird as fuck. You're going to be feeling like you behind. You're going to be feeling like something missing. You're going to be feeling like something is wrong. And the older you get, the feeling gets stronger and stronger. That means that you need to look into that situation because 9 times out of 10, when there's smoke, there's fire. So, of course, God is jealous of you. He ain't gonna do this shit. He ain't gonna do this crash course. He ain't gonna do none of this shit. Narcissist. He got it made. He operates as a perfectly fit fucking narcissist. What do a narcissist do to you? They blame you. They do something to you, blame you, so they can do something else because the blame that they blamed you with is the reason why they doing this next action and they other actions. Just straight narcissists. Straight narcissists. Straight jealous. And you want to talk about the devil and the God? If we see the devil all the time, when do we see God? If you say, and this is the devil doing all this, where do we say God? You say God is good all the time. How? 100,000 fucking kids get fucking kidnapped through human trafficking, is in the food chain. They feeding us the fucking kids with these fast food restaurants. What do you think they call it fast food for? It's a turnover rate of your fucking human flesh, nigga. It ain't even real food. So how all this shit is going on if God is good? Like I said in previous videos, they hide things from your eyes to hide the fact that God is evil. That's why they hide it. Why they blanking that out for? Cause they don't. Cause you see that, you see the harsh reality of videos raw and through, and seeing people getting suffering like this, you gonna know that God is evil. That's why they hide that shit. So you can keep thinking that God is good. So it won't mess up your psyche. When you see all this shit, you're gonna be like, oh my God, it can't be a good God here. Look at this shit. You see a video of a girl getting eaten, a baby getting eaten. And they do this on a regular. They've been doing this for hundreds of years. That's gonna mess up your fucking psyche, nigga, if you find out that shit happens and been happening. You gonna be like, in that moment, be like, God is evil. That's why they hide shit from you. They don't want you to see the visual or shit because you will know. And that will blow the matrix. So you had the first Matrix with people coming out their avatar. Man, fuck you, they ain't dealing with this shit. What the fuck? Fuck this world. Oh, he had to talk with the other gods. Oh man, you went too hard, bro. You got to do it nicer, bro. You can't do it like that. You ain't gonna get what you want. All right, I'm gonna say I'm good then. Nope. First, that's a couple of matrices down. Then the next matrix, you was flying around like Peter Pan. Then it got boring. You can do everything. It's boring, man. Scratch this shit, man. I'm motherfucker trying to max out, come up here with me. Nah, man, we max that shit out. So and then, you know, it get to the point to where it's like, oh, God is good. And God ain't gonna be seen. He was walking around at first. They tighten it up. Oh, God ain't gonna be seen. But he's good. Trick everybody that he's good. But ain't no good coming out of this world, so how the fuck is he good? Huh? You the cookie factory maker. I mean, we are your products. So what you saying about yourself is we ain't good. Why you design everybody to be forced to consume? Why we got to eat to fucking survive every day? It don't matter what it is. If it's something that we need to do to live every day, somebody will take over it and control it. And it's meant for that to be done that way. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be designed that way. I will, for somebody, if I want nobody, I'm going to build this world and I don't want nobody to fucking ever take care of it. So I'm going to design the world where people don't need that much anything. People would need just rest And they can have the energy to go do whatever they have to do. They don't have to eat. They don't have to drink. You can tell those are products that can be controlled by a person. Suspect. You a farm. You got one niggas. We in a farm. When one motherfucker feeding everybody, that's from God, and this is what we want them to be on. All types of medications and poisons and shit to make you fuck your brain up or whatever they want you to do. They gonna feed you through the motherfucking food. They gonna artificially convince everybody that rain been happening for forever, and they can put shit in the rain, water the plants, put anything in the ingredients, water us down. So I would be like, I will create a world where I ain't gonna have none of that. If you can create a world where nobody can take control over the thing that you need to live every day, then you will have a world where it would be a peaceful world. No pressure. Everybody is not worried. Everything is handled. We don't need nothing to take now. That's all we have to do is build and grow. But imagine that it was a God that does that. What would we be if you was a higher conscious being, as in a soul, to come to a 3D reality? What can we do if we could do it? What can we build? What can we do here? It's like we playing with Lego blocks. Like you're going to build the biggest Lego block. What can we do that's going to outdo what we can do when we ain't even here? That's in the spirit. Nothing. I can see at one point we'll get bored and tired of that. It's like, what can you do? You really can't do shit. So basically, our original soul and where we at originally, because this is a simulation and you are in another place, laying down like and got some fucking VR glasses on and having this experience. It must be boring as fuck to where we be like, yo, I want to go to Earth. Let me put on those VAs. It's just I know all that shit there, but this is boring. You know, we all look ugly. It was like I can be this handsome guy here or this, it's like, what I'm saying? Like, what is the end game? What life is supposed to be about? What is the possibilities? What are the limitations? We know the limitations. What is the possibilities? I don't see too many possibilities or anything positive. And as we look up, it's not for us anyway. Because there's no purpose for us. Ain't no purpose to build a fucking, okay, you create a Ken and Barbie style type of avatar civilization. You got two to start off with, right? You made them a little fucking house in the backyard. Let's say you in a big fucking field, you in a mansion or something, you got rooms where nobody can see this world, and you can create this world. And they got this, you built this big ass motherfucking playhouse for the Ken and Barbie, and you just fascinated about it. You just looking at them from the top, and they can't see you, they don't know you yet, and they don't know nothing. You just watching them, and they learning and learning. What can they do so fantastic in your backyard? In a motherfucker house or a community they might build, and you put a dome around it and they don't know about anything other than that. And you just keep looking at it and looking at them. You get bored. So what you do? You'll cause a problem over here. Hey, the house set on fire. Let's set the house on fire right quick. See what they do. You want some entertainment. You get bored after a while, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate of the possibilities. All right, we search for possibilities here, and we talk facts, and we talk common sense. But what will you do? Would you be? Let's see, cause this is lining up to the title, to the video, to the live. What you watching your creation, Ken and Barbie? We're gonna use Ken and Barbie. Because everybody played with Ken and Barbies, and that's what you was doing with them when you was a kid, and you was using imagination and have them hop in the car and drive down the street. And what happened after so long? You get tired of that shit. You will put that shit down. You go play with another toy. So let's say you got the creation. Go back to the creation in the backyard where you got big ass backyard fields, where you got a fucking dome, you got world, you got a big open space, and you can see them building one house by house, infrastructure and everything, and you watching the growth, and you watching them come closer and closer to figuring you out, and you're watching this. At what point do you just be like, what is their limits? Where are their limits? Are you gonna let them build an airplane so they can fly up out that bitch and do what? If they do land out in your backyard and they see you, which is God, then they go back and be like, oh, I saw God. Oh my God. We must live in harmony. What if? Would you let them build that airplane to fly out the dome into your backyard and see you and your wife and your kids? Would you let them build fucking war weapons to where they might kill your ass if they come out that motherfucker? Where they would go? Fly around the block, do this, and okay, so would you let them do this? Let's say if you was God, hypothetically thinking, hit my cash app up. I'm cooking right now. What would you do? You gotta hypothetically think now. You have to just be like, okay, really vision this, right? And you, Ken and Barbie got kids. Ken and Barbie is old now. You got kids. You didn't know how long your creation will last. This is in the hypothetical, not hypothetical, but I think this happened. They tapered it down to these years. They use adjectives to make us go out at 65, 70 years old or whatever. Right after your retirement. Whenever the retirement, how long as you can work, a couple of years after that is where they want you dead at. They don't want you living good, having your good life. That's why you croak and die after your retirement kicks in. It ain't meant for you to retire and live. It ain't nothing to do. You just wasting space and you don't even feel like you have a purpose. You've been working all your life. Now you sitting around doing nothing. No, it ain't no purpose. Your purpose is only their purpose. So they alter it to the year. It used to be years and years and years and years, and then they altered it to like we tapping out at 70 years old. Okay. So it's like Ken and Barbie old, right? They got kids, so it's a community building. You like, wow, you get nervous. You like, wow, shit. Nobody know about your creation yet. So you like just keeping it secret to yourself and your family. You just all looking over it like, wow, this is crazy. I wonder what Jane is gonna do. Hey, let's do this. Let's bo 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 bo. Doing edits. We're gonna put this here. Oh, shit. Let me tell you, if God was blessing you, you looking down and you see them like don't have no resources or nothing, or no cow or animals for their farm. They come outside. You put a farm. You put a cow. Drop it right in their motherfucking backyard. They go in their backyard like, where did this cow come from? We're rich. That's what happens if God was blessing you. See how you just put that cow in their backyard? Not sending Jim from next door over to give you some money or a cow. Because that's Jim doing that for you. So then you just looking like, okay, what is the end game here? And people in that position, they all of a sudden, okay, before I get to that part, that is interesting. But let's say You don't know where you're gonna go with this. But they praising you because you dropped some scriptures and some little notes and what you call that breadcrumb in them with little knowledge passages here and there. They learned. You taught them the language or what you want them to know. Let's say they know English just like you know. You taught them English, right? They in your backyard. You the God. You got this dome over them. You got water. You know what I'm saying? They making boats. They making planes. They trying to crack the dome. And you like, nah, what the fuck is they doing? But you don't know what you doing. Jimbo next door hops over the gate. Let's say your name is Max. Hey, Max, what you got there? Hey, man, get out my backyard. What you doing? I'm just seeing you over here so much. I see this dome. What is this dome? Then you fuck around and tell him, what? Let me see. Jimbo go back next door. Hey, we about to take this motherfucker over. He doing it wrong. Hey, they supposed to motherfucking fucking be in misery. Cause they feel, man, he doing it wrong. Do you go over there, Jim, you tell them your plan. Like, look, man, what purpose do they have, man? Like, they don't praise you or they praising you. Why don't you give them a purpose of them fearing you? No, I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't believe in that. I like good. You Max is you want good vibration energy. You want love. There's guys that need 777 world, where guys need high vibrational energy to feel wanted and to feed on. Then you got guys that do the low vibrational and they feed off of that. Both going in opposite directions. If you are and there are some out there. They're not perfect at all by far. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, you would rather have them as far as this guy we have over this world. This guy over this world ain't fucking shit. I've been saying this for so long. Like, please do something to, like, come do something. Y'all ain't gonna do shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the number one feared person on this planet, low key, if you really want to know. But, so they get into an argument. Get out my backyard, man. We ain't doing that shit. Nope. Fuck all that shit. This my shit. Go make your own world. All guys can't make worlds. It's like a recipe, nigga. Somebody got to tell you the recipe. So they plot. He told his cousins and everything and peoples and shit. So they thinking about coming over and taking over Max World, which is you. So they come over and do the takeover. Boom, boom, bang, boom, 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 bang. Boom, 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 bam. Killed Max. Get your bitch ass out of here, or put him in jail, or push them the fuck on. It's either that. Push them on, get on out of here. You a little guy, man. You get out of here. Or they killed him, or they locked him up in jail. So now you're feeling weird, feel disconnected. So it's like these are smart beings now. They ain't gonna just open up the fucking dome and just, hey, it's changing now. No, they ain't gonna do that. They gonna take one of his creations, No, at first, they're gonna watch you. That's what the fuck they did too. They watched you. God's new CEO, new ownership. Nobody at the bottom didn't even know about it. It was new ownership. So he's just watching and observing for a long time. He's like, okay, we're gonna do it like this. Boom, boom. On how he's gonna infiltrate. Cause you can't mess it up. Cause it's already gone. He's just gonna change it to motherfucking low vibrational energy type world. And what he's gonna do? He's gonna start off with the weather. Weather gonna start coming in, storming and shit. Never stormed before, now it's storming. So now they are, oh God, they got some good ass energy off of that. He's feeding off of that fear. Like, what the fuck is going on? The world is collapsing. It just ain't nothing but a fucking thunderstorm. Don't you know that the people thought the world was ending when the thunderstorm first saw their first thunderstorm? They didn't know what the fuck that was. They thought the world was ending when they saw their first eclipse, et cetera, et cetera. First time it snowed, they thought the world was ending, et cetera, et cetera. Took a body, did some manipulation, and exposed himself to one or two individuals in there and told them, this is how we want to going to do it. We're going to give you all this power, I'll give you all these guns. What's guns? Or weapons or whatever. And this is how we're going to do it. One by one. Did it through people, infiltrated and flipped the world over to a motherfucking low vibrational planet. Give and take. They changed the avatars also. They changed the avatars also. So just imagine you in this story and you're Max. Okay, you were gone, but now you, as the story goes, these neighbors of Max, which will be a god to his creation, anybody of his peers will be a god to that creation because they, you know what I'm saying, how you got more power and everything. It's like, wow, you're a higher being, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this world got taken over and hijacked by low vibrational lizards, reptilians. That's all they do is wreck shit everywhere they go. They can't keep shit. They wreck shit everywhere they go. So, and they're taking over the world, and now they got it like everybody all depressed, everybody sad, everybody motherfucker getting poisoned. He got one person that he fucks with. There's a couple of people that's on the team where he got the money, he got the farm, he got the tools, he got the guns, he got the material, he got everything. And come to find out, he feeding everybody now. He's clothing everybody now. He's doing everything now. And what do that sound like? That sounds like it was appointed by the gods. Clones. That was a nice little demonstration, but clones. Let me start reading these comments again and jump back in. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, we walk. I guess, man, we walk amongst clones and NPCs all the time. I see them all the time. I see them when they driving. That's not a normal human response of a driving manure right there, or walking, or you can see it if you're aware of your surroundings. You can see it in fucking prime time, bro. Like in real time. If you're aware, and I'm a god out here, I'm looking at this shit like, oh, that's an NPC all day. Look how he just did that move right there. That's not a normal ass fucking move. Hey, Lauren Taylor, just not getting to the chat. Just not getting to it. What's up, Lauren Taylor? One of my other special subscribers, favorite subscribers. They got this new thing. They have numbers. 33rd Astro, what's up? Life is red. What's going on? Loose Farm still banging strong, ain't it? What's up, Lauren Taylor? I ain't seen you in a long time. Gods of War. Exactly. That's all they let you know all the time. Like, Gods of War, all these video games. It like I say, man, cassette to be done this way. So when another God come and check up over and look over this world, it'd be like, oh man, I ain't doing no wrong, man. They doing this, they choosing to do this shit. Man, hold on for a minute. Let me turn this down. I gotta turn this furnace off, but that boy is loud and noisy. Hey, if you ain't did yet this year yet, hit the Cash App up. Show your man some support and love, man. I really appreciate it. But hold on 1 second, okay? That thing loud as hell. All right, I'm back. Whew. All right, so whew, tired. Yup. I'd like to get a shout out to all my supporters, man, out there, because you may be going through stuff too. And some people don't know the history to where I had got the RV and I was going to connect and travel all over and meet my subscribers and build a community. And they destroyed my RV. But it's all good. I'm going to get another one. I ain't got another one yet. I used to do videos in my RV. Y'all remember. Um, that's how the world works. You look down. You make a world that's going to be slavery and pain. And you see somebody trying to do better, you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna just stick their hand in there and cause some things not to happen. Cause you can look at, if you're aware, you can see your surroundings for what it is. It don't matter what anybody say. Your discernment will pick up more, and you will know what's true and what's not by feelings. Feelings can be wrong, but if you have your vibrations up where you are aware, your feelings will be more accurate than ever. So, and that's a system you need to go off on. Not sometimes, a lot of times I don't even need proof to know something that's right. Cause my vibration is already high, and I can already have a powerful discernment center in my head to where I can know things before the proof even being dropped. I can predict certain things by looking at one thing and predicting the other. That's how aware you have to be, because this world is all about technology. It's all about tricking you out your higher self and to destroy your soul. You die, that's nothing. They want your soul to die. Okay? They want clones. They don't want you back up into your fourth and fifth dimensional being. They don't want that. They want to trap you here on earth, and they're going to try to do that because the shit is changing. So it's like they gotta transfer over before everybody wake up and won't choose to come down here. They gotta lock you down here so they can keep you down here. Cause everybody ain't gonna be coming back down here. Cause more people are waking up. You realizing you a debt slave, you getting taxed every fucking thing. All these monopolies and human trafficking and murder and food chain. We eat cannibalism and everything. Look at the Epstein file. How in the fuck you say God is always good and this motherfucker Epstein win the $65 million lottery while he's in jail First of all, who played your numbers for you to win while you in jail? How you win the $65 million lottery, man? If God is good, how are you allowed to human traffic all these fucking kids, eat babies, eat babies, so you can look younger and clean and live longer? Eat babies and get to fake your death. You don't even get to fucking go sit in jail. They helped you fake your death. They give you little assignments here and there because he was the same guy who set that motherfucking truck at Trump Plaza, set that Tesla on fire. Same guy, Epstein. Same guy. They named him something else. He was somebody else's name. You put the pictures side by side. It ain't nothing but motherfucking Epstein. How dumb is society that can't pick up on this shit? So it's safe to say that God is jealous of you. Your God hates you. And you are more mature than your God. You are more stronger than your God. You just got more, you just have less power than him. But because you're in his world, you put him in your world, it'll be different. But you in his world. So we on his playing field. So of course you have the upper hand, but technically he's not stronger than you. He's jealous of you. Because look at all, if God was happy for his own creation and happy, the people, the world would be more happier. It would be more opportunities. But people don't want to look at the environment and have awareness. They want to look at some fucking books and delusional crackhead shit talking about God is always good. How? Make it make sense in the fucking real world. How is God good every fucking time, bro? We don't even have our own fucking purpose. How can people say this shit out their fucking mouth? How do people say this shit out their mouth? I look at them people like, you better get far away from me as possible. You talking about God is good all the time, and these motherfuckers eating babies, human trafficking, 100,000 every fucking day in America alone, making COVID-19 for us to die. Hospitals been killing us. They're making us eat ourselves in the food chain by cannibalism, and you say that he's good all the time? Are you a crack head or a Zanny head or a fentanyl head? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Because I don't see how you can say God is good all the time. I don't say nothing when people say, when I hear that shit, when I see that in the comments. I let people, it's freedom choice of religion. I do not bother people freedom of choice of religion. I don't. I'm not going to try to convince nobody or nothing. I make a channel, come to my page, I kicks it. As far as going on comments, talking about spreading this, you should do this, I don't do that shit. I make comments, you come to my page, and you be like, oh, then you see, then. I'm not going to be out here trying to get you. I don't have a religion, but I'm not trying to get you to have the see and feel the same thing I'm feeling or join my religion type of thing or whatever you want to say. I'm not out here to do that. It's freedom of religion. I don't like it when they do it either. Jesus loves you, all in the comments. I hate that shit. And I tell them, please keep your religion to yourself, bro. Because everybody don't believe in that. Keep your religion to yourself and be great. Go make a page and teach your false teachings. I don't care. But be in the comments, spam blast in the comments with this garbage, stop it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a weird thing. And now that we are headed into a new direction with the robots, because China is making war robots. You know that, right? So the United States got to keep up. So that's how you got this thing where everybody motherfucking making robots. But really, the initial plan is war robots, not just robots, war robots. Yeah, they make the nice little robots to do this and that. No, but the real purpose of robots is war robots. Okay? Like once again, forced to consume, people are plotting to take over land and they thinking of ways to win wars and they making war robots. And that fucking really sucks. Um, I'm touching on everything right now. You got the 5G towers. I told you that those are not for telephones. Those are war weapons. Okay? How do you have 5G towers and they still run the cables under the ground? I just don't see how people missing this. They still run the cables under the ground. So what is fucking Wi-Fi is ran under the ground? So how in the fuck is because it's going to a computer system. Where the computer system at when if it's out on the poles? It hit a 5G tower, right, or a tower, and go where? It don't do that. It's too many frequencies out there. It ain't gonna be everybody. Man, for you to think that we use these telephone phone poles for telephones, you got to be nuts. Cause ain't no motherfucking way. All everybody using their cell phones all at the same time. All this shit be in the air, getting properly, no cutoffs at all. No, that shit is cable, my friend. That's it. That is ran under the ground. Okay. It have points where it hits outside, then it goes into an underground system. But it's the 5G towers is motherfucking war weapons that have three signals: beta, alpha, and there's one more I forgot. I used to say this off the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. Gamma and gamma. Okay? Now, those are the frequencies. You open up a 5G tower and you open up the box, you will see those availability buttons to push or knobs. Okay? These, they did tests on these things when you heard stories of, wow, it's 10 people in one area had fell out, or died, or yeah, because they was testing them out. That's what they're going to do on your ass. They're going to turn the 5G towers up, and it's going to be killing motherfuckers. Niggas going to be dropping out and dropping on the ground. Okay? That's just like that movie where everybody was falling out to the ground. What's that movie? I forgot the name of that movie. But, so, um, it's war weapons. When I was doing DoorDash out there during COVID, that's when it was putting a lot of those 5G towers up. And don't you know it was a state police officer there, present at all these installations? Because they got to make sure these are going up and they're not going to be tampered, they're not going to be interrupted. And they know that it might be some, when you're doing dirt and doing wrong, it's going to be a police officer there. Because they know that they can come, somebody can come and kill them. But we're so dumb, we don't know that what they are doing. If we did know, it would be happening, but we don't. So we watched these motherfuckers and made everybody stay inside so they can put up the rest of the 5G towers. And they always had a state trooper there on the side eating donuts. Wicked shit, man. Wicked shit. War weapons. When the time is right, you take some gasoline and you pour it on the base of that motherfucker and you light the fucking match. That's what you do to a 5G tower. If you come outside and you see people crawling on the ground dying, you go run to a 5G tower if you can get there in time. And or at some point you burn all these towers down. Okay? You burn them down. Because they can shoot you with frequency that can kill your ass. War crimes against humanity. Where you at? God is always good. Where are you? How is you always good? You let these motherfuckers put up war weapons against the society to kill kids and old people? Really? Okay, okay, okay. People stay confused about this world. They never figure it out, even on their deathbed. They know deep down inside God is not always good, my nigga. But they be fighting these urges. The ones that are special, you can be consciously high conscious being in next lifetime. You can be a motherfucking dud, turn into a dud because you allow them to turn you into a dud. Them fighting sensations, and that's why we have multiple lifetimes, because it takes multiple lifetimes to break your fucking soul down. It ain't gonna do it in a one fucking lifetime. They're gonna keep bringing you back so they can keep harping on your fucking soul until they destroy you. That's why you have, and so you won't figure out the matrix. The shorter visit, the shorter you won't have time to figure out the matrix. Only if you figure it out, you be too old to do anything about it. So you have to understand this. So it's a mean things coming up in the future. They're building underground bunkers for what? I don't fucking know. They got a whole underground city in all these states and cities stocking up. Fuck, I'm worried about it, folks. Why I want to be pressed to be in a world where I had to try to do that to stay here and survive? Shit. I'm good. I don't even want to be here. How about I don't want to deal with none of this shit? So if it happened, it happened. I won't give a fuck. How about that? Don't live in fear. You know, and God is jealous of you. God is jealous of me. He's jealous of the ones who can figure out his world and his scheme. Don't you know when you are in an argument with somebody, when you a person get mad when you can figure out their little fucking scam, they get mad. That's the same what God does. When you find out he's behind everything, how's the devil doing all being this active and you never see God for the religious people that I'm saying again? How? Because he is the fucking devil. He. Got to call it how you see it. How many good things happen in your life versus bad things? Okay. Why is never no good news? Why is never no money falling out the sky for you? Why there ain't no good news all the time? There's some bad fucking news. Hmm? Have you thought about that? It ain't no balance. Everything have balance, but except for this world and how you experience it, it's no balance. It's all pain and misery. Not literally, and not for everybody. But I'm just saying, for the most part, most of the people are in misery and in pain. It's either health, financial. Mine is financial at the second. Cause I got a tree. I own a tree company. I need more equipment. It's a very small tree company. I don't do no work in the wintertime. That's why I'm taking a fucking major hit and blow. I do have snow blower. I do snow services. It ain't been snowing. Nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't made no money in about 3 weeks. I think the last time I had some real money is when Windsor donated a nice a portion, couple of hundred. He donated. And I thank that man for life. And I'm gonna give that back to him. Anybody who donate to me, I'm giving it back to you times 10. Cause I'm gonna get there, and when I get there, and I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna give the people the ones who donated to me. We're gonna form a community. It's gonna be a time I might come up on you like, come on, you ready? Let's do this. Let's get down. Let's connect. Let's have open discussions and get on the same page and just talk. I want to do seminars like that. Well, it takes money to do that. and stuff, because I do have some stuff that I can say. This is this freestyle just off the top of my head, going off a title. Now, some people have seen my work to where I really did videos and did them correctly. These lives is just like a title, and it's a rant style type thing. And if I said now, if I do presentations now, them things would be badass. Them the ones they don't want me to do, because I have charts, I have visuals, I have everything proven whatever I'm saying. You know, um, get you some things. Go to your health food store, get you some things that would kill parasites. Thank you, Astro. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, man. Get you some things that will kill your parasites. We have parasites. Didn't you know cancer is parasites? Um, the cancer they talk about in the hospital is nothing but cancer being collected and ready to be um, excluded from your body. But they come and poke the fucking hole, your defense mechanism, the ball that covers over the cancer, which is the parasite, and covers him up so he won't travel through your body. He's just in jail in a ball. And they come and poke that ball to where it leaks out all into the fucking bloodstream and into your organs. And that's how you start getting sick after you go to the hospital. Stay out the hospital. Black walnut hulls is good for killing parasites. Get the parasites out. Parasites influence your bad behavior or your down periods or lack of energy. You might have many parasites. Now it's hard to fucking eat healthy as every day and all day. So if you know you're going to be splurging, because I do splurge sometimes, but I have a strong, mean detox system. So make sure you have a detox system to where if you can't get to something, then you know you already have a strong detox system in place anyway. You have your black walnut hulls on deck, um, vitamin C, uh, cayenne pepper, ginger. I'm gonna do a health list and a health checklist in another video, but just make sure you have to get your health and the nutrients. Okay, so you gotta offset these toxins that we eat and do, because we can't avoid the toxins. So you gotta have things that are offset so you can give your kidney some relief, because it's fighting toxins 24/7 and it's an overload, and you don't got nothing helping that. Then you're gonna get, after so long you wearing it down, it's gonna outgive you. It's gonna outgive itself. So you wanna, you know, don't eat fast food. Stay away from fast foods. Stay away from them. Stay away from fast foods. Oh my God. That shit is death. The God is always good, but you can't find unhealthy as a whole. Like, you gotta search high and low for this healthy shit. You can't find unhealthy, you know, paying all these taxes, ain't making enough money on these jobs and whatever. Then they wanna fucking inject you with some fucking poison, man. Don't you know they put HIV in all those COVID shots? Now they come out with a story like, hey, there's a big jump in a huge jump in HIV. Yeah, you dumb bitch. Yeah, because you put the HIV in the COVID shot, motherfucker. Now you trying to act like y'all didn't do that and trying to act like motherfucker just coming out of nowhere. That shit come out of nowhere. This shit is created. Was created. All this shit was created. If I was God, if you vote me God, I will zap all them motherfuckers away. I will zap these motherfuckers away. I will come up with a plan so this shit can be meaningful for us and God. Because it got to be meaningful for him and us. Not just you, nigga. Not off my misery or my pains. No, that's not going to happen. I am against you. People can't imagine the idea of going against their gods. They can't imagine it. Because you a program. It's like a 1984 Apple program computer that needs to be updated. It's all about perception. You have to update your program. Operating on an old program. We are in a war against him. You have to defeat him because this is his world. You defeat his world, you defeated him. After you defeat the world, y'all can chop it up later. However y'all want. You know what I'm saying? But right now, as you in this world, it is a war against him. Things come out of nowhere to attack you. That's God. Okay? I'm on a tree. I'm 30 feet in the air. Pull my chainsaw off my hip. Ready to cut the spot I was going to cut. And a bee came out of nowhere. Started attacking me. The plan was to make me fall off the tree and hurt myself severely. My gaff from my foot, my boot, the knife that goes into the tree to climb up, slipped out. That's impossible. I make sure them motherfuckers in, but somehow it slips out, right? I had to bear hug the tree to stop me from falling. It was meant to scare me. I looked down. A thought came in my head, man, just go down and come back up. Like I'm like, dog, when you climb on trees, you get up there, you want to cut that shit and come down. You don't want to stay up there long, and you surely don't want to come down and go back up. Because them things be like throbbing on your feet, you know what I'm saying, after a while. So I'm like, man, I'm going right back up there. I climbed down a couple of steps and waited about at least 10 seconds. And I was like, man, fuck this. I'm about to get this shit out the way. I went back up there and climbed and cut the piece. B was nowhere to be found when I climbed up 10 seconds later. It was meant to scare you away from your path of greatness. Or shy you away from something that will benefit you financially, but it will, what I'm saying, but they don't want you to, they want you in a lower bracket. So they manage your misery and your pain. So they scare you away from gold mines. Cut trees are gold mine. You make a lot of money cutting trees, my friend. Okay? I did a $5,000 tree. It's a huge tree. Charge them $5,000. I need equipment. So on them jobs, I rent my dump trailer so I could dump all the logs I cut. I got to pay for workers to unload the truck up because I don't have the machine to pick it up and cut. So I could cut it in smaller pieces so people can pick it up, throw it in there, make money. Had a $10,000. I barely got it right because like I told you, he managed your finances too. When you pass a threshold, then you good. But if you got your golden egg and your golden goose that can lay golden eggs, if you got it going, then they're gonna cheat. They're gonna try to do something else. But as far as that, you good. I ain't made it through my threshold yet with that, so they can still fuck with me. So therefore, I got all my recommendations up through multiple apps, Google apps. You know what I'm saying? I got the LeeTreeService going. But, it's slow in the wintertime. This is my first year doing it. Last season was the first year. So now, by this season, I get the business funding. I get the LLC loan. I get the credit cards. I'm going to be straight after this season. So they know this. On the second year, that's when it locks in. After this lock in, you're going to see a very fucking big change. So they try to stop you. If they can see down your road and see where you're going and try to stop you ahead of time so you won't get there. That's jealousy. That is jealousy. Okay? When a place that don't want to see your high potential is a place where a God or the overseer is hating on you, hating on us. It appears that other people are doing great and doing good and got money. They more slaves than you. When you got money, you have to be under control because you can cause a lot of damage with this money you got. So They can't even. They gotta ask to speak, ask to say what they gonna tweet or whatever. You could just go tweet. They can't just go tweet because they are got handlers. They got handlers, and they're, you know. And sorry for the all blacked out screen, man. People come in, they want to see pretty pictures and stuff like that. You already know it's in grind mode when I gotta do the black screen, man. You know, so it's going down, bro. I stopped for a whole year. You can look at my last videos. Y'all know I stopped for a whole year. That's the only way I could have got my tree company off the ground. I had to stop doing this because I had to really focus and get this shit going. And now they trying to, make me upset, keeping jobs away from me, trying to drown me out, trying to get my low end on vibrational energy. I ain't made $1 in 3 weeks. The last money I got was Windsor thankfully donating to me because he could do it, and I'm happy for that. And I'm gonna speak to him soon because I gotta wait till I get through this situation first. But if y'all have anything y'all can donate, anything, just hit my Cash App up, man. I got y'all back, bro. This is bigger than rap. This is bigger than life, bro. I'm telling you, y'all got the right one. I'm telling you. So yeah, so I had a $10,000 estimate last year. I said, if I get this one, this will push me over the edge. And I feel like this was a successful year. But it was already a successful year. I didn't do no big jobs like 10,000. It was a $10,000 tree, which I didn't really want to do because that motherfucker was so big. It was all under electrical lines. It would have been hard over a house. I didn't really want to do that. I guarantee you I did not want to do that job. I didn't do it. I still estimated her $10,000 for the job. But this other job I did want, it was like $8,000, and it was like a couple of trees in the field where I was like, I'll eat this up. Bunch of little trees, medium-sized tree, one big tree, open space. I was like, oh man, I was gloating. I was like, oh man, if I get this one, man. Didn't get it. Why I didn't get that one? They managing my money. Oh, you made enough money already. So if you wait 2-3 weeks to make another job, then that big money you made up front just average out to a regular ass motherfucker hourly pay. And that's how they manage your money. But it's coming this season though. Because I didn't have the recommendations, right? When I did the estimates, I didn't have the recommendations I have now. People are dating me. They like, yes, he's the guy. He did this, he did that. It built up. It took 1 year to build up. Now it's rolling with the recommendations. You go, you look up my trade. I'm the first guy on this one app. I am the first guy at the top of the list. I got 3-4 tree jobs that waiting for the weather to break for me to do. Because I'm highly recommended. I did deals so I can get recommendations. Like, make sure you hit the recommendation button and write, okay, I got you. It came all the way up, right? So they can't stop me from getting these big jobs this time, like this second year. So I know how shit work. They can't. So I understand that, and a person told me like, yeah, you still did good though. So don't think that you ain't do good because you ain't get the big job. But I was banking on it. It still was a success. But it's about to be more successful. Big things is gonna be happening. But right now, I need some help. Shit. I swear, they trying to make me pull my hair out. The heat went out. I fixed that shit. But then there was another part I need. So that's why it works. But it makes a noise. At first, it wasn't working at all. So I was like, all right. Don't even have $100 to even pay for the part to put it in there. Didn't even know nothing about furnaces. Now I'm a furnace pro. Changed out the motor, connected the wires, everything. Motherfucker back on going. But it makes a noise because the limiter is not adjusting the right speed on the motor. So that when the noise comes, it's making the motor run too fast to where it vibrates. When I change that piece, it's going to adjust the motor to run correctly and it's going to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I never knew that. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I like learning new things and learning new things. You gotta learn. You gotta like to learn new things. You got to like to learn new things, new trades, new ways to make money. New ways to make money. Don't y'all know I make a mean, and I mean a mean sweet potato pie. I make a man. I got the recipe from my mama. I'm like, she old, she retired, she don't eat it no more, she don't make it no more. I said, girl, run that recipe right now. And I made it like 10 times. I'm a pro. I don't even need to look at it. Sweet potato pie. I'm thinking like, yo, I can sell these motherfuckers, at the park or something with the miniature ones. So it's like ideas are coming up with like, we got the shirt. I got the shirt. My merch about to be coming out. It's going to be the sayings that nobody ever said. And trust me, you will want this shirt because ain't nobody going to say this on no shirt. It ain't going to be loud. It ain't going to be perfect. Like, whoa. So we got the shirt pressing machine I got for my girl. Me and my girl going to ups and downs. I broke up with her and everything. Got back together. She was acting like the Matrix was getting to her to get to me, and I was telling her that, and now she understand. Like, okay, you can't be weak and have low energy or let things bother you. Then they can get in and use you to attack somebody else and yourself. When those bad thoughts come into your head, all your thoughts is not your own. I've been told y'all this. All of our thoughts is not our own. Not all of them. Some of your thoughts are implanted. So it can be an implant thought that you going off on, and that's how you can be controlled. Because it's deeper than rap. It's deep. I'm telling you. Serious business. You have to defeat yourself. Did you know that? You have to defeat yourself. You have to stay over yourself because you and your avatar is two different people. You have to align it together. Okay? You have to align it together. I told you about duality in the split. Okay? I might have to do a remix on them videos and update the videos. On some of them videos, it's going to be updated because there's more information that I got off of it. So it's going to be fucking going down. But yet you have to defeat yourself, meaning the low vibrational thoughts that come in your head is what you have to defeat, and those thoughts are artificial. You yourself is not negative. The thoughts come in that's negative, and that might not be you. So you have to stay on yourself. You have to fucking I ain't gonna say second guess yourself, but you have to run everything you think and everything you about to do. You gotta run it through yourself again to make sure it's the right thing to do, because it could be the wrong thing to do or the wrong thing to say. Okay? You can't just walk through life and not acknowledging how you portray yourself in the matrix when you're around other people. You have to see yourself in the matrix too and see what you're doing, seeing how people reacting to you. Are you doing the right thing? Are you saying the right thing? Because you can be doing something wrong. You don't know this because you don't self-correct yourself. We all have to self-correct ourselves. Energy flows up and down every day. It don't stay on the same spot. It's up and down. Might not move much. It might move a lot. So when it moves, that's more work you have to put. If it moves down lower, then that means that on that day you have to use extra strength to be over yourself because you are more lower than the day before. It's a forever fight. Every second, every minute is it's a fight. To where you have to make sure you're not getting tricked, because they put tricks and they subconsciously tell us things through these commercials and TV shows and movies and music, to where we be making decisions and they ain't even our fucking thought, and they ain't even our original idea of path to be on or to think about. So that's the power of knowing self, to stay over self, to watch self, and to grow with self. And that's all I have left right now to the next video. I appreciate all my supporters. Hit the Cash App up if you can. Um, I know you are supporting me. If you don't donate, I know, I understand. But if you can't, do so. But this is about to be cracking. It's 2026, and it is the rise of the chosen one. That's you. That's me. That's the awakened ones. We will not fail. We will not fail. So till then, to next video, life is red.